Now, I did want to look at was it Master Superior Soundwave? I want to check out his video. Got it pulled up right here because I was interested to see it because he said he got a new mic. It's called yeah, you can't see the title. It's called Texting Out My New Mic. So I don't know. Let's see what texting out the new mic sounds like. Man, he's really when he says he's gonna test out the mic, he's gonna do a baptism by fire. He's really gonna put that thing through the ringer. Uh, the thing about this is because it's just like shouting or screaming or whatever it is, it's kind of difficult to gauge the quality. Now it does sound somewhat better. It doesn't sound as uh low quality sort of walkie talkie as it did before, but that I really could only pick that up at the beginning before it started getting really loud, and then it became too loud to be able to really tell. It was like, is that the mic quality or is that the you could be clipping the audio, you know, it might have the gain too high or something, and you might be clipping the audio. So there's a couple of different things that could result in what I was hearing when the screaming got really loud. So it like sort of sounds improved and sort of doesn't, but I don't know if that what could necessarily be the cause of that. So what I would recommend is uh do another test that is just dialogue, you know. You got a Blue Yeti? Okay, that's good. So Blue Yetis are pretty good. They are on their own. They are still gonna have not as rich of a sound as you might want, you know, eventually. So, but here's the good thing. Here's the good news about Blue Yetis is that you can get them to achieve that sound. You just have to use additional software with them. You know, like a sound mixer, a virtual sound mixer. So that way you can, you know, use like an equalizer and noise gate and all that kind of stuff that will keep a lot of the reverb and echo from your room. So because a lot of times I would recommend people like if they weren't using any sort of software but wanted to record like voiceover quality stuff, that, you know, go in like your closet or something and just put a bunch of pillows and blankets up to serve as like soundproofing, and you can actually get pretty good sound quality that way. But if you're wanting to, which is, and that's something you can do if you don't want to go the virtual software or virtual sound mixer with the software. Yeah, Voicemeeter, exactly, Battleframe. It's Voicemeeter is the one that I'm using myself. But if you don't want to go that route quite yet, because there are free versions, but I'm using a paid one. So if you're trying not to spend too much money because you just got a mic, then and it doesn't matter where you record. Like if you don't have to be at your computer when you're recording, and you can or you have a laptop or something that you can that's mobile that you can put into the closet with you, or any enclosed area. If you know got a laundry room, anything where it's a pretty small room, and you can put like pillows or blankets or something, or even if it's like in your closet, if you got a bunch of clothes hanging up, I mean that can help as well. But yeah, if you don't want to mess with the software, just make like a homemade sound booth. Is basically what you're doing, is making a homemade sound booth, and you could do that to improve the quality with your Blue Yeti. That's what I started out doing. I got the Blue Yeti and I went in and made just a little homemade sound booth, and I actually got a lot of my first gigs, paid gigs, using that method, as far as being able to achieve a good enough uh, sound quality for those gigs. But then yeah, there's Voicemeeter, which if you put that on the computer, like that's like I said, that's what I'm using, and you can just sit at your computer. So if you're wanting to do like sort of gaming commentary or reactions or anything where you would need to be sat at the computer while you're recording, and you can't be surrounded, by like blankets over your head or whatever, then yeah, go with the software route. And then do another test with like dialogue so that it's not clipping. Because I think that's what was happening here is the screaming was so loud that it might have been clipping the audio. So I think that's what was going on. Orbital Bacon really should have watched the third video through. All right. So we've got Master Superior Soundwave here with a lovely banner featuring the evolution of Soundwave throughout the years. These are kind of like all the well, they're just like all the Soundwaves. I was gonna say they're all the best Soundwaves, but they're just all the Soundwaves. Although I don't see Bayverse on here. Did you leave Bayverse out on purpose? Is there a reason? Where's the Bayverse Soundwave? Where did he go? All right, we got Iron Knight Prime 42 on the list. Hell yeah, man. Awesome. Another one. Whoops. I know how to spell things. Thank you, Jack, by the way. Iron Knight, you just made the list. All right. So yeah, we've got the evolution of Soundwave here throughout the years, minus Bayverse. Don't know what's up with that. Let's see. We've got a lot of new videos here. I think last time we looked at the texting out the new mic. So was the new mic used for any of this stuff, these two new videos? Because I did watch part of this one, but I couldn't tell if it was the new mic that was being used or not, but maybe it was recorded beforehand. I don't know. Okay, this is the new mic. All right, let's see. Let's go to an old one. I want to refresh my memory what the old one sounded like. Here we go.
Thunderblast is a certified cheerleader and anime girl, making up one of the worst parts of Cybertron.
How dare you? How dare you? Everybody knows that Thunderblast has amazing movies. Everybody knows. All right, so yeah, that was a little more phone walkie-talkie sounding. So let's go check this one out. I'm gonna have to start the video back because I was actually curious about this one because it sounded like an interesting premise, like every Transformers game ever. Well, part one. But let's check this out.
Whenever the discussion of Transformers games is brought up.
Okay, yeah, that does sound better. It's still a little like hollow sounding, a little shallow, I guess. You need a bit more depth to it, but that can be done either in post-production, like, in Audacity or something, or if you want to look into one of those sound mixers, virtual sound mixers, like I was talking about, like Voicemeeter. But it does sound better already. I mean, at least there's that. At least there's an improvement.
People will always just talk about the Cybertron or the tie-in movie games. So, I want to bring more attention to the gaming part of Transformers by going over every TF game that has ever existed up to this point in time. Now, I'm not reviewing these games. I just want to tell you of their existence. Console, mobile, arcade, and online games.
Wait, what was that?
Console, mobile, arcade, and online games.
Is there like is this like a Transformers dating sim? Is this an actual Doki Doki Transformers? I've never seen this one. I don't know. It's an Armada game? Well, like, I've played the Armada game that's on the PlayStation 2, but I don't remember it having any sort of comic book cutscenes like this, like Doki Doki looking stuff. That's crazy.
Games. Canceled games aren't included. And
yeah, if you're canceled, get out of here.
Games that Transformers have appeared in also.
I know what this one is from. This is there's like this Japanese exclusive Smash Brothers type game where it's an all-star character list, but it was a bunch of random characters. I think it was Takara and what was the other? It was a video game company like Taito or something. I think it might have been Taito, but yeah, I can't remember it. And Takara, and yeah, they had all these random characters that had appeared from their brands in the game, and so Optimus, and I think Megatron might have been in there as well, possibly. But yeah, it's I love references like that. It's a shame that you're not going to cover that one. Although if you're not doing full reviews, if you're just mentioning stuff, then it kind of makes sense because you're just going through a list of like official games. So that's fine. But yeah, no, this is pretty cool. I really like the premise. I like how you've got a nice flow of clips. There's no remember how earlier when we were watching one of your earlier videos and you had a lot of wonky stuff to try to avoid copyright, and now it's like flows much better. Which, by the way, how is the copyright doing? Have you been getting hit with any claims or anything? Have you had any trouble with it, or is it leaving your videos alone for the most part? Because I would actually be curious about that, because as I just pointed out, I've noticed a definite improvement in the visual flow, but using those clips sometimes can run the risk. But you're talking over them, you're not using their audio, and you're changing them up quickly enough. Like they don't play out for very long. And video game footage is fine. You're not going to get hit for video game footage anyway. He says copyright is going good. Awesome. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, Devastator, V-Star, Devastator was in the background. So like you couldn't play as Devastator. I think you could play as Megatron. He was like an unlockable character along with Optimus, but Devastator was actually in the background of one of the levels that you played on, and for whatever reason, maybe it was because it was like the Diaclone brand that they had licensed out for the game, it was yellow. It was the yellow Devastator. If you guys have ever seen that one, I know that they've released variants of it over the years from like G1 repaints or like third-party companies when they do their Devastator figures a few years back. It was like the rage, the trend for third-party companies were to make Devastator figures, and they had yellow variants of that. And yeah, like the Tonka version, if you ever sort of wondered where that came from, it was his original paint scheme or color scheme in Diaclone. So that may be why. I don't know. But yeah, he was in the background. It would be cool if you could play as him in like a Smash Brothers type game. It was crazy. But because it was Japanese, there's no like Peter Cullen voice. It's just whoever did the Japanese Optimus. Watashi wa Optimus Convoy. Yeah, he call it and everybody knows they call him Convoy. So, but yeah, man, these are cool. I like this. Keep up this type of content. It's interesting. Like I said, the visual flow is nice. I'm looking forward to part 2.